Linux vulnerability found in Grub Bootloader. A recent Linux vulnerability was found with Grub Bootloader. Grub 2 bootloader version 1.98 from 1999 to version 2.02 December of 2015 has a potential security hole. Users can potentially bypass any plain or hashed password authentication. This would allow someone to take control of your Linux-based computer or server. Grub 2 is used by most modern Linux systems. You can test this vulnerability on your Linux machine by pressing a backspace 28 times at Grub's username login box. If your computer reboots or drops into a rescue shell, then your machine is affected by a security hole. A Grub rescue shell allows elevation of privilege, allows full access to Grub shell commands, information disclosure, allows installation of a rootkit and or ability to copy entire hard disk contents. Denial of service allows any and all data to become destroyed, even Grub itself. This actual bug is quite a bit more convoluted and complex than this blog post. However, you can check out this detailed Grub 2 authentication bypass article. Malware and infections can be installed on a Linux machine without an owner's knowledge. Currently, there is a username password vulnerability patch for Grub 2 version 2.02 from GitHub. Successfully exploiting this security hole depends on the basic input-output system version, BIOS, Grand Unified Bootloader Grub version, amount of random access memory, RAM, and whatever modifies that computer's memory layout. This flaw allows a potential physical security risk, so it's physical only. That individual or individuals plural must have access to that Linux PC or Linux server. This is not a remote risk. Users should install any Grub 2 related updates available as soon as possible. Major Linux vendors such as Debian, Red Hat, and Ubuntu have released patches for this security flaw. Obviously, not allowing physical access to your Linux machine, or machines plural, is one way to avoid the security bug being exploited. Let's check out this article. I'm not going to read it verbatim in its entirety because it's quite lengthy. This is a lot more convoluted and complex. It's easy to get access. You just press backspace 28 times. You press your backspace key 28 times. Then that machine will either reboot, and obviously that could cause major problems if it's a server or even a desktop machine that is important for you. Then if it opens a secure shell, I'll show you really quickly on screen. Here's what this is what the Grub bootloader looks like. You would hit your backspace key 28 times at a login prompt. Then, if it doesn't reboot, it will open up a rescue shell, which you can see on screen on the right hand side. Then it allows you to type in all of these commands plus more. There's quite a few commands you can run in a Grub rescue shell. That's where it can become really nefarious. That individual user or users could just type away. Obviously, they would need to know a lot of Linux commands, but it is possible. And then there's more detailed analysis here, APT, and they even show you what the actual vulnerability was. I think it was towards the top. Right here, I guess this is the code right here. The Grub username get function. And then it goes into details how an individual or persons, plural, people could then use that secure shell to completely wipe your hard disk or install malware or install infections. Maybe a keystroke logger. They could potentially install monitoring software, maybe remote software, so that they could watch you or watch that or monitor that computer remotely, possibly. Quickly, I guess most of the major vendors are already aware and have already created patches, so that's one quick fix. Is if you're a Linux user, you just apt-get update or yum update or however you automatically update your Linux system. Look for Grub 2 updates and definitely install them as soon as possible. And then obviously a also easy possible solution is not to allow any access to that computer unplug a keyboard, and then secure access to that computer. Adios.